Yeehaw! Oh boy, so we have a UA deck. Now I have two UA decks. I crap you not. Both of these have done relatively well, respectively. One of them is Akanos, and I will do that one in another video for you guys. So show some love if you want two UA deck besides this one. So the first list we have here today is a UA list from a local tournament. And it did well, actually. I can't really butter this up any more than you guys. It's UA and it's doing good. So we have UA. All right, so we have two copies of Asher Blossom and Joyous Spring, one copy of the UA Blockbacker, one Dreadnought Dunker, triple copies of the Libro Spiker. This is one of the new power-ups that we actually just got. You don't know how bad we needed another level 4, and we actually got it. All right, this is very good, very good. Two copies of Midfielder, one Mighty Slugger, two copies of Perfect Ace, two copies of the UA Player Manager. This is probably the best thing that we also got recently. Getting the ability to beam this out during the opponent's turn and either get a global negate or a free destruction is really good. Then we have the one copy of the Rival Rebounder. All right, that's it. That's your main deck for monsters. Then we have Triple Foolish, Triple Extrav, one Rhoda, one Terraforming, triple copies of Hyper Stadium, one Powered Jersey, two copies of Signing Deal, and then triple copies of UA Stadium. And then we have triple Goes and Match. This is actually an interesting tech choice here. When was the last time we saw? Oh, it's been a side deck trend in a few formats. That's the last time I saw Goes and Match. But hey, I mean, everything's pretty much the same here. So you're not going to get punished for flipping the Goes and Match. I mean, everything's Earth. Like, no problems here. Then we have triple Imperm, and then two copies of the Penalty Box, wrapping this up. Extra deck here, we have one Unicorn, one Phoenix, one IP, one Equimax, one Apollosa, one Axis Code Talker, one Tornado Dragon with Utopia the Lightning, Utopia Beyond, one Utopia with one Cowboy, one Exiton, one Zeus, one Degastro Emerald, and one copy of Castiel. Then we have triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Droplet, triple copies of Tactics, with one Turnover Tactics, actually. Triple Evenly Matched, and two copies of Warning Point. Wrapping up UAs. Now, like I said, I have another list for you guys, and we'll come up with that in the upcoming week here. But there's a lot of cool things that I've just seen UA doing, and I'm actually surprised that these decks are actually doing this well. It's actually kind of cool. So, hey, you know what? It's UA. We'll take that. Next up on our list here is, should I walk away now? This is Modolche Subterror. Now, this was sent in to me a couple weeks ago, and I've had this sitting on my desk. I was like, do I really want to profile this? Well, we're doing this. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. The game plan is Subterror it up, do some Modolche shenanigans. We got Archlord Christia in this bad boy here. This bad boy can do so much for you. You want to extend it on out, no problem. Easy peasy. It's just a really weird cluster, all right? And this did do well at locals, in fact. I don't know how many people were there, but it did good. So we have two copies of Archlord Christia, triple copies of Angeli, fairy, one Hoot Cake, not a fairy, triple copies of Pudding Susior, fairy, one copy of Pudding Sus, fairy, triple copies of Fiendus, not a fairy, triple copies of Guru. By the way, it's a dragon. You guys could technically make Alpi and Pisty with this. It never comes up, but you could. One fairy. Nemesis Archer's a fairy. I just realized that. Huh. One Dark Magician and one Red Eyes. Wrapping it. This is so weird, but I like it. It's like that weird, interesting stuff. We have triple Extra, two Red Eyes Fusion, one Terraforming with triple copies of the Hidden City. And then we have two Imperm, two copies of Lost Wind, triple copies of Solemn Judgment, with one final or two Final Battle, triple copies of Super Team Buddy Force Unite. Take one face of monster on field, special summon one monster from her hand or graveyard with the same original type as that monster, but a different original name. If this card in its owner's spell trap card zone is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can set a Super Team Buddy Force Unite directly from your deck to your spell trap card zone. Target a face of monster on field, special summon one monster from your hand or graveyard with the same original type as that monster. Fairy? Fairy. Ah, we can crush you during the opponent's turn. That's frickin' cheesy. Then we have 2 copies of Trap Trick. Okay. Gotta set the Super Team Buddy Force. Then we have 1 Verte, 2 Fresh to start, 2 copies of Condemned Dark Lord. Ah, it is 2 fairies to make. 1 Apollosa, 2 copies of Glass Foloi, 2 copies of Tiana Misu, all these fairies, 2 Shakalala Mode, 1 Stardust, and then 2 copies of the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, with 2 copies of Lancia, 2 Ghost of Mourner and Moonlit Chill, 2 Gnomes, triple copies of Lightning Storm, triple Debunk. What world am I going to here? 2 Starlight Road, and 1 copy of Final Battle, wrapping up the main deck for this cluster. Alright, this is probably the most interesting thing that I've seen in a little while in terms of development for the metagame. Next up, we have... oh boy. Oh, hey Monarchs. How are you guys? So not only the last success I saw with Monarchs was actually from Lithium at the Invitational. And that man did God's work with that deck, alright? Like, super easy, straightforward. Not a lot really changes with this deck. I think you get to mess around with very simple ratios in terms like that, but nothing too crazy ever really happens with this deck. Because of how linear it is. Alright, sorry to say that. But if you guys want a budget deck, I would say this deck's probably tier 3 at this point in time, but, I mean, it does stuff. So we have triple copies of Idea, the Heavenly Squire, triple copies of Aether, the Heavenly Monarch, triple copies of Eidos, the Underworld Squire, triple copies of Erebus. Glad to see 1 copy of Karaz. I think this has become the new norm at this point. Don't try to play more than 1 Karaz. You're going to just run into consistency issues. And then we have 2 copies of Mithra, actually. This is kind of cute. Then we have 1 Megathestalos with 2 copies of Vanity's Fiend. And then we have Triple Domain. Haha. Can't special from the extra deck. 1 Foolish Barrel. 1 Frost Blast. If you control a monster with 2,400 or more attack and 1,000 defense, target 1 set card on the field and destroy it. Match cards from your graveyard and 1 Monarch spawn token from your graveyard to target 1 set card on the field and destroy it. Hey, 2 hits. Then we have 1 1-for-1, triple copies of It's Just a Prank, Bro, 2 Return of the Monarchs, triple Tenacity, triple copies of the Monarch Stormforth, 1 Upstart, 1 Escalation, and triple copies of the Prime Monarch. Extra deck is nothing, but of course, I mean, hey, look, Domain. Can't have an extra deck. Then we have 2 Rippleancia, 1 Chaos Hunter, triple Dark Roller No More, triple Forbidden Droplet, triple Mystic Mine, and 2 copies of Twin Twister, wrapping up Monarchs for this. And then last but not least for everybody here, we have Fluffals. This is the last topping list I have with Frightfur here for everybody. So let's stick on into this. Very, very, very straightforward here. So we have triple copies of Edge Imp Chain with 1 Edge Imp Sabers, 2 copies of the Edge Imp Scythe, 2 copies of Little Fluffal Bear, triple copies of Little Fluffal Dog, that's so adorable, 1 Fluffal Dolphin, 1 Fluffal Owl, triple copies of Fluffal Penguin, 1 Sheep, 2 copies of Wings, little triple Gamma with 1 Driver. Then we have 1 Called by the Grave, triple copies of the Foolish Burial Goods, 1 Frightfur Fusion, triple copies of Patchwork, 1 copy of Frightfur Repair, triple copies of Polymerization, triple copies of Super Polymerization. How many times does this resolve in Fluffals? Tell me. How many? Alright, we have triple copies of Toy Vendor. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Lambda, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Apollosi, 1 True King of All Calamities, 1 Totally Awesome, 1 Bahamut Shark, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Starving Venom, 1 Dragostopelium, 1 Tiger, 1 Sabertooth, 1 Crackalacken, and then we have Triple Whale. Remember, your deck can make VFD, you're good. And then we have 1 Dagda, 1 Scythe, and 1 Lancia. Very straightforward. Triple Seer Mode, triple Dark Ruler No More, triple Twin Twister, 2 copies of Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, 1 copy of Red Reboot, wrapping up this very interesting chunk of deck profiles here. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what more we will pull out of this interesting void of decks. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your sweet faces on the flip side. Peace out, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.